Sembi koso with the Bank of Ghana. Na entia eba no echiremu a na chese audit bi ni ade akoso ma Bank of Ghana ya hwere sikapuduo a esun papa na usha screens ni so a ose BOG lost 44 billion not 15 billion minority enti eka ye kire aba efri the Bank of Ghana no na auditing ni kwa wiye ni ade ni etete se 15 billion ene ka ya bo na me no ka say minority so chire mu a enye 15 billion 44 billion na Bank of Ghana aboka ewo recent times here ye wo mu na the conversation is all over the place. The BBC say kwan ben so na see how did this happen any ade na minority for na afa ne so personal say me no ka say in central for shemu de nyina wo mafre bi na de omo frɛ ye na yera kojo ponkroma wakasa MP edema ofuase ayerebi wode aba beto dwa sɛ kwanya Bank of Ghana for efa so na wo mo the audit report beto mbonten so no enye sa na no na Bank of Ghana for nkan hu ni say they are not serving a political party, they are serving Ghana. Na Bank of Ghana honom no in constitution no ejuma meka ne say emra ewo ho a wo so omudi so no mabu mra so enti obo omokoko wa kire nsem ni mu yie pa a ye nyina ye beko na yakotie nsem a kojo opon kroma wode eto monten so ye ba nsem no ye bedo musuko ama ahwefo nyina.
I want to begin with a note of caution, and we give this caution respectfully, in good faith, and in accordance with law. Section 58 of the Bank of Ghana Act, Act 612 of 2002, prescribes the sequence for how the central bank's audited accounts should come into the public domain. First, the Bank of Ghana, within the first 3 months after the end of the year, has to transmit the audited accounts to the Ministry of Finance and publish same in the Gazette. And then second, that's subsection 2, the minister responsible for finance is supposed to transmit the accounts to Parliament with comments. The Act does not say that the Bank of Ghana should hand over the accounts to a political party to announce prior to the minister presenting it to Parliament. What happened on that Thursday when the NDC party, including non-MPs, came to Parliament, to the precincts of Parliament to hold a press conference to announce the audited accounts of the Bank of Ghana, was an illegality. Not only was it an illegality, it was an act of blatant politicization of the Bank of Ghana and its work. The governor, the board, and the government should take note that this politicization of the central bank will create issues for the operational independence and credibility of the bank going forward. And this must stop. Mr. Governor, if you allow the NDC party to dictate to you how to comply with the laws, you will set precedents that will collapse the operational independence of the central bank. The bank is not a political party. The board of the bank is not the majority caucus. The audited statements of the central bank cannot be reduced to a political party's press release. Politicization of the work of the bank is corrosive, and it should not happen again. Now, having dealt with that, we want to take you
Kojo Ponkroma, MP for Fasa Yorubi, and Awochemu said the process in which Bank of Ghana for FMWA were more did the loss of more encounter in 2025 for Muchemu say is about 15 billion Ghana cedis beto montensono. And Wochemu say, and yes, and Emrane it was say fat process mu a ko baby and sana ba baby and sana and nise could the political party being same. Na omo ebe kachire Bank of Ghana for na kasa ene wo se omutimi de sa amanebo no ebeto monten so enye NDC amanyoko no ene wo se omo be break sa news no de ema eye Ghana for na some we beto about the 2025 loss no which is about 15 billion Ghana cedis no conversation is on and on and on. One person I want nso aba be kasa e de afa ho former MP Edema Anyaso Tom ono nso wa kire na adwene e de afa the loss sabre de abetodwa se Bank of Ghana aba na o share screens no so anensem no ene da ho say government is overly fixated on forex instead of purchasing power of the city. Enti se say no yesi asemba na obi e kire na adwene enti wo hwe nsem a Dr. Dixon Adumako Kisi wono na kanemra hyebedwani edema anya so to mu a nsem a o kan se aban no wo mani so adimura na de se wo mani so aye forex instead of so mepe kwan yo mefa so ama city no atimi aye ejina yie no enye no kra no mo ehwe se forex nsem na no a eno ene de aba be wiewie bebi a yeduro sese we na ensem a anya so to former MP no wode atudwa and as I said no ensem we de amafo bebre enya interest wo mu a they are all speaking now. CEO for Dalex Finance Joe Jackson ono so akasa de afa Bank of Ghana ade nam so ma wo mo ehwere sika etesa no chemu se the fight of inflation so omo pese omo fight ama inflation no eba fam no eno ena se be ari Ghana yesika nyina ama nei eka aba beto yeso now ebetie nchiremu a wode ema sa ensem because ohu ne se inflation ambemwa the fight for inflation ambemwa like we won't be experiencing this 15 billion loss minority ne kra chemu dia enye 15 billion na 44 billion and someone CEO for Dalex Finance Joe Jackson de etudwa no yenko na ebusuan yenko tie no emra.
So it's not trading gold and making losses is not right. But at the same time, did the CB appreciate? Yes. Is the CB stable? Yes. So when you take the 16.373 billion, which by the way, open market operations alone was larger than the total loss, and you take the 9.05 billion loss due to gold operations, you say maybe there is really justification for this, because to the businessman, to the man out there in the street, it's all about cost of living. Are prices going up as high as they used to? No. Did the dollar come down, and has it remained fairly stable? Yes. That's all the justification that some of us need. I'll say this clearly and definitely: it is good justification.
Okay.
You can't avoid that. And I know there are all sorts of arguments. There are also all sorts of red flags that we should be aware of going forward, and we should address that. But it is a good explanation, and I'll explain why. Let's look at the two biggest costs that brought in the audited accounts they gave us. The single biggest cost was the cost of open market operations, right? And really, that, in simple English, is the cost that the central bank incurred in mopping up money from the system so that inflation came down. Now, that cost was 16.73 billion. But let's look at it. Inflation came down from the early 20s%, over 20%, to now less than 5%. If there's any evidence that this made a difference, that's the evidence that inflation did come down. We say we spent money to stabilize inflation. Did it work? Yes. Was it enough justification? Yes. And inflation coming down is good for all of us. Talk to people in business. They will tell you that the biggest thing, the two key things that make a difference to them. Number one is that we can plan because prices are going up not as rapidly as they used to. Number two, the exchange rate is stable. Now, the exchange rate being stable brings us to the second biggest loss. That was the net loss on gold deals. Mm-hmm. Now, listen, trading gold to make a loss doesn't sound exactly right. So we will have cause to say, can you guys get more efficient in trading gold? That the sound of gold losses, not trading gold and making losses, is not right. But at the same time, did the CB appreciate? Yes. Is the CB stable? Yes. So when you take the 16.373 billion, which by the way, open market operations alone was larger than the total loss, and you take the 9.05 billion loss due to gold operations, you say maybe there is really justification for this, because to the businessman, to the man out there in the street, it's all about cost of living. Are prices going up as high as they used to? No. Did the dollar come down, and has it remained fairly stable? Yes. That's all the justification that some of us need. I would say this.
For a Dalex Finance, womu CEO, na etin sema Audit Jana chese wo elaborate enema akoswa sebe osusu se could be some of the factors ama sa loss way aba Bank of Ghana, the inflation settlement is saying see the negina so na said those fights no e kan ho ebi gold trading of gold ni ade no e na oka say e be trade gold be boka de a eno de enya de a sebe etwa yie enti ono nso nsema wode ebetu dwa eno no in the midst of this ni nyina onipa baako a wabegina mfimfini e this whole issue ni ho no the bulk CEO bulk governor yedra esiama wono na se abredi amafo chima enkombre nyina wono a ene besi ne nan so pani a wo Bank of Ghana na minority no ene era kojo ponkroma wo mo de kokobon nsem na wo de ama no nti nsem no ene dash mo nsem ne dash screens so say don't allow NDC to dictate how you comply with BOG law, BOG, that's Bank of Ghana law. Minority wants governor Isiama into Muchima. Governor Isiama on kan unu say, enyan DC for and a betre no kwan yo befa so aye ne juma ewo Bank of Ghana honum. Emra chichere Bank of Ghana onhwemu no fe no enye juma. Enye sa obetwa sabia to honum a daache no ebenya nsunsuan so bone ewo oman Ghana eso. Into we ye ne nsem a say de and minority no led by Honorable Kojo Ponkroma, womo ede ababeto emontenso efa the losses incurred by the Bank of Ghana in 2025. And something there, aye bebre, amanfochem say it's quite unfortunate. Say BBC esi na Bank of Ghana losses. I mean, this is not the first time they are making losses. Into NPP for they shouldn't blow it out of proportion. Na umo man semino mbeye hu. Now, yen free Bank of Ghana. And some no so na yen sign